Famcast Media. Bitch.
You're listening to From the Dungeon Podcast with Dee Rotten.
And welcome to From the Dungeon Podcast. I'm your host, Dee Rotten, and I don't know where this mystery person went, bro. I got shot by Roc. I got fucking Rocky over here, a.k.a. fucking Mrs. fucking Splenda Denda. We like to fucking hit fender benders with baseball bats. I don't know what I'm saying, but I got shot by the Roc. What's up, brother? Sister? I don't know. I don't know.
What's funny is that, like, I get that a lot, right? Like when bands respond back and then they're like, yeah, brother. And I'm like, hey, it's sister. And they're like, oh man, I didn't know. And I'm like, good. That's kind of like the whole point. Yeah.
Well, then they get all, guys get all apologetic and shit, like, oh man, I must have pissed this motherfucker off, man. I called her brother and it's sister. I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm
Not getting no more shows.
Yeah. What's up?
What's going on, man? It's nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
You're like the woman of mystery, you know?
Yeah. I like to keep it that way too.
All right. I like the dark background.
So far, right? It's only gonna go so far.
Yeah, but I mean, you got the cool, dope background, the dark background, the mysterious. You know, like, is she in a cave? Is she in, like, her bat cave or something? Spooky. You know. So what's going on, man? How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of I'm exhausted from last night.
Oh yeah, you went to a show. Where'd you go?
Yeah. So Bergenline, shout out to Jesus Bergenline. He put on a splendid show with the top tier lineup. Like, those bands were like insane. I'll be putting up footage soon. And yeah, it was a great time, but I mean, it's physically taxing, like standing there, and everybody was standing. There's no seats,
Yeah,
and that's
I can't do that shit.
Yeah, that was something that was pointed out last night. Like, there's never seats, and that's cool because at the end of the day, like, we're all there like together, and we're like standing. Some people are dancing and doing their thing, but yeah, but standing there with a camera and like holding it,
you don't have one of those like fucking body fucking connections or some shit where you don't have to hold it with your arms, you just hold it with your body. No?
Not yet, at least. Look, I'll tell you like this. I like the challenge of having to sustain myself and hold my camera. I like the unstable type of, like the nervousness. Sometimes bands play and it's heavy music. Like, I can name bands for you. I can name band for you that have shook me, from the core, that I'm holding my camera and I'm shaking because I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen next? And that's the beauty of it. And that's kind of like what I do. I love more of like the chaotic touch to like videography, because if you notice, I'm not really a photographer. I don't really take still images. Not that I don't like to. I just hate flash photography. It like,
really?
Yeah, it kind of like stuns me, and I feel like it stuns other people, and it's kind of like sometimes it's kind of like a nuisance.
But it wakes you up though.
Yeah, well, see, right? Fucking tomato. I love video. Really good quality video. Maybe something that looks a little fucking vintage, whatever. I love to catch those moments, but I love them like in its natural form. So like, I'm shaking and I'm nervous, you can see it. Like, damn, she was feeling some kind of way, during that whatever filming. But yeah, I'm ranting. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you do go to a lot of those, I call them the rah-rah shows, is everything like, so you're possessed by the devil or some shit.
I'm a you know this, like, I think we've kind of chatted about it before. Like, I'm a grunge girl. I love grunge. I live in the 90s. I'm old people that I've met, like, past shows. The show last night, I am not in my 20s. I am really late in my 30s and I'm pushing 40.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck in the grunge era, and I love that.
Join the club, man. Join the club.
Yeah, and I love that, and I mean I love these bands, right? And I'm kind of like exploring now
Yeah.
about like not only like genres, but all these subgenres. But if you were to ask me what's this band's genre and that band's genre, and I'm like, I don't know, because they probably have like a sub
Yeah.
genre
Exactly.
that I know nothing about. But luckily I have people in the scene per se that teach me and tell me, hey, this is grindcore and that's metalcore and this sounds like this and this sounds like that. And it helps me differentiate the sounds that I'm hearing, because I think as a videographer and somebody that's also like booking shows now, right?
Yeah.
My first one Friday. And I'll talk about like that show more and stuff, but like I think I have to do my due diligence and know what I'm hearing, so that I know kind of like how to approach the shows I'm going to be booking in the future and the bands I'm going to be putting together. So on a bill. So yeah.
I mean, I consider them all those bands. I just call them heavy metal, bro. I'm just like, I don't care what subgenre. You're heavy metal, bro. That's it. You're fucking metal.
I feel you. And you know what? I was kind of like a little nervous today because I'm like, I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to talk about the show that I'm putting on and the bands that I'm going to be like having at the show. And I don't really know their genres too well, except for like Eye Destroyer.
I mean, you have an eclectic fucking set of bands, dude. You got fucking Child Actors is kind of like, they're like all over the joint, jazz, avant-garde, fucking rock.
Very, very experimental, progressive metal. They do punk, they do doo-wop, you know.
And Chaotician, to me, I always thought they were like more like, like death metal kind of, like that, going that direction.
It's weird because I feel like they have like this punk metal kind of vibe. Like there's like this punkness there, or maybe I'm reading it wrong.
I haven't seen them since like the early since like 2006, 2007. I haven't seen them, because they were always at Pro Studios.
Got it. Yeah. I went to high school with this singer, with Adam. And it's crazy because when I saw video footage of the band after they were, because I'll tell you kind of like how that came about. I've never heard of Chaotician or seen them perform. So they were referred to me by Jerry from Locaine. He was like, hey, for the bill, can we get Chaotician? They're really great. And it's not. And I was like, cool. He tagged me on one of their videos. I saw the footage and I said, oh shit, that's Adam. And I'm like, I went to high school with him. So I'm like, cool. Yeah, I'm down. Let's bring him on. And that's kind of like how that came to fruition there.
I remember, I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on it, but I know, I think, I always call him this, motherfucking Migs. It's just Migs. Everybody calls him Migs, but we call him motherfucking Migs. I always thought he was in Chaotician. That's how I found out about Chaotician, through him and shit, Because those Megs and Sal were like, those two. I don't know if they're all up there from where you are.
Yo no sé.
They're all up there from where you are, bro. You're all you guys.
Union City, all of you Union City people.
North Bergen, Union City, Weehawken, and fucking what's the other one called?
Yo, Union City. All day, every day.
They're all Union. You're all Union City to me. It's like, oh, where you going, Union City? But you're in North Bergen. I don't care. I mean, Union City to me.
And listen. Real true Hudson County heads.
So where are you from actually though? Let's get a little story about Shot by Roc, bro. Where are you from?
Union City, downtown, 5th Street, all day.
Damn, bro, rap, bro, chill, bro. You're like Union City, downtown 5th Street all day. You just had to say son and I would have fucking freaked out.
Yo, Union City used to go by Ghost Town. I don't know.
Ghost Town.
That. I mean, I'm old, and we used to call it Ghost Town.
Why is that?
Like, I have no clue where that name came from. So I'm like, yo, fun fact. Do you know that Union City used to be called Ghost Town? Why? I don't know.
Oh, man. Now I got to go fucking start asking around. Yo, why Union City called Ghost Town for? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers up there when I went up there.
Yo, another fun fact. You know
there
that Blondie, Debbie Harry?
Yeah.
She lived in Union City, and she even made a song about it, Union City Blues. And she also supposedly did Go-Go a la Roca.
Really now?
So you didn't hear it from me.
Oh my God, man. You're turning Italian on me over here, bro, with all the cheese man shit, man.
Yeah.
So you're from Union City, 5th Street, Ghost Town?
Yeah.
How was growing up there? Was it rough and tough with your Afro puffs?
It was it's low income, you know. Everybody's on Medicaid, everybody's got EBT, and you know,
It wasn't
tough.
EBT back then, honey. It wasn't EBT back then.
It was well, it was food stamps.
There you go.
It was the paper. It was the paper. You know, $1.05.
Nobody knows about that, bro. Like the fake
And
money and shit.
it was a little like little notepad thing, you know, and it was tough. All right. Like I had a single mom. My dad was kind of like in and out with my mom, back and forth. And, you know, in the end, it was a good learning experience. I loved being from Union City, and I love Union City through and through. I learned a lot. And yeah, it was rough and tumble, of course. Like, I mean, there's stories, you know. It was downtown Union City was rough. It was rough when I was growing
And
up.
what do you consider downtown Union City? Where though?
Like Midtown, like from like I don't know, like I would say 15th Street down to First Street. That's rough right there. That's a rough time.
No,
You know?
I'll admit, even going up there and then
it's not rougher than Jersey City, don't get me wrong, because we used to always be like, oh, Jersey City. Whoa.
But even when we were like fucking trekking up there in like the late 90s, bro, going to fucking 33rd Street, we had to walk through those other streets, and it was like, you got those looks, man. You got the vibes from everybody. Like, yo, who the fuck are these kids? Jersey City motherfuckers walking through our hood.
Right.
You know,
Nah,
it's
but
really.
it was,
I can feel what you're saying.
Oh, and I'm talking about like you know, my coming of age and chilling and kind of knowing the streets was in the 90s, like 96, 97. Like I remember when The Chronic came out, you know, like in that time period. I remember when I was 12 and DMX dropped, you know, fucking Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. You know what I'm saying? And those time periods and that music really like exacerbated the energy in the area. You feel me? Like, but we felt like we were empowered when we would listen to that, especially DMX. You know, not sure why I brought up X, but I feel
never got into him.
Never on.
No, never really got into. I mean,
brilliant writer, brilliant.
When I was growing up in the 90s, it was either you were a rocker or you were a rapper. There was no in between until like Limp Bizkit came out and shit, or like, you know, Rage. We never considered them rap. They were like, Rage is ours, bro. Fuck you.
Yo, growing up, right, out of my friends, I was like considered the goth one. So mind you, we were all like little like hood rats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like, no, she listens to like goth music. They're talking about Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm like,
what?
Music, like they were so like blind to other genres except for like rap and hip hop, and I get it.
Yeah,
get it. But I moved then to Bergen County, and when I moved to Bergen County was when nu metal was like popping.
Oh yeah,
talking about 2000. You know, this was like boom 2000. I turned 14. Moved to Richfield Park, and I got into like Korn and Limp Bizkit and fucking.
That's when Follow the Leader dropped around that time.
And yeah, and took it that direction. And now I was really to them. I was forgetting rocker, goth girl.
That's it. You were incorrigible, bro. To them, man. That's like you were just like persona non grata. Don't fuck with her, bro. She's into that weird shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't understand though. It's like you look at them and you're like, oh, but you're into the rap. That's some weird shit too.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like out of my friends growing up, I was probably the most eclectic one. But then again, my dad was a DJ. My dad was an avid record collector, you know. And my dad, when Marshall Mathers, the LP came out, my dad got the CD. My dad got the Noriega CD when it came out. The Big Pug Capital Punishment. Like my dad had the Wu-Tang Forever. Like he was passing it down to me. I'm like, thank you.
Really?
Dad. Yeah, bro. My father turned me on to like hip hop and rap. He turned me on to all music.
Okay.
So that's why I'm now like, I feel like
I'm shocked. Not that many people mention the Big Pun. You know, the Big Punisher.
Yo, you know, I went to Vegas, right? And when I landed in Vegas, first thing I wanted to hear was, "I'm laughing at you now." Right. I'm laughing at you now. You told me I was ugly. I was scared to crack a smile. Ha, ha. You never heard that? No. That's a super, super, super dope, sick.
Why'd you want to hear it at that time, though?
I don't know, because it felt good to like land in Vegas and take like a little break to myself. And, you know, so I get in my Lyft or whatever. And me and my friend were like, oh, the guy was like, what do you want to listen to? I was like, oh, put, you know, this track by Big Pun. The guy's a young cat. He's driving. He's like, Big Pun. What's Big Pun? And I was like, wow. People out here don't know about this. Like Terror Squad, they don't know about Terror Squad out there.
Really? I thought Big Pun's worldwide though.
Nah, man. Nah.
You serious?
He was the largest man.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you know. I mean,
straight out of the project, man. And that's how he rolls.
Oh my God. I'm shocked, bro. I really thought Big Pun was like known worldwide, man.
Nah, and I was really shocked by that. But then again, like, how about like artists from over there? Like, there's a lot of Chicano artists from over there we don't know about.
Yeah, we know Kid Frost. That's all we need to know, bro. We know Kid Frost, bro.
And what's the girl's name? She's like a rapper. She's really pretty.
Which chick?
Snow
the Product.
Yo,
love that fucking woman, bro.
I was like, whoa.
I follow her fucking. I follow her.
Very beautiful. She looks like Sandra Bullock mixed with Michael Jackson. Like in the
I watch her podcast just to look at her face. I'm like she's beautiful. But she goes she's on the other side of the fence now. So there's no bringing her back over.
It doesn't take away from her beauty. That has nothing to do with it.
No. She just keeps bringing up these beautiful women on the show. Like all of them. I'm like, God damn, bro. So it's like you know, lesbians just hang out with hot chicks.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. I'm like, I should have been a lesbian, man. Fuck. So what got you into fucking photography, Roc? What was your first camera, or you know, when did you start? Like you sat there and you clicked a little pitch, and you're like, I like this.
All right. So honestly, like I think back in 2010, I got into makeup, right?
Okay.
I like in 2018, I discovered like YouTube, right? Like I went onto YouTube and I was like, oh, this is a functional tool. Oh, this girl's doing makeup on herself. And I'm like, oh, yo, this is something that's dope. I want to do makeup on myself and record myself and put it up. So I started doing videos in 2008 of me doing makeup on myself. And at that time, there was a lot of other stuff going on. Like I was like,
well, YouTube was young at that time, man.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, I feel like I could have been one of these makeup gurus if I would have kept it going, but life happened and shit like that. But anyway, at that time, I got into like rapping. I did a little rapping with like this label called Bareface.
You were a rapper?
Yeah, I have like one.
What was your name, bro? What was your rap name?
Talk about that.
Come on, man. What was your rap name, bro? You dropped it already.
What? You don't know my rap name?
No, what's your rap name?
Your research, Liz Vendetta.
Liz Vendetta. I like that.
So Liz Vendetta is what I went by at that time. I used to always go by Lizzie, Liz. But yeah, so whatever. I started doing a little music. That didn't really pan out because I really wasn't much of a writer. I had a ghostwriter, but then again, my delivery was sick, but the writing was just not there. So and my ghostwriter was like, yo, you got to learn how to write. And I was like, nah, this is not
what an asshole, bro. It's like, shit, you're a ghostwriter.
Ghostwriters just write. My delivery's on point. That's how he kind of like basically discovered me. Shout out to Philly Cannons. Yeah, so that's kind of like how I got into the video photography. I got my first fucking Canon Rebel T2i in 2010. I also got like a little Sony Cybershot at that time, just so I can like carry around and do some photography. And kind of it just went from there. There was people that inspired me from the area. So like shout out to like Wolf Photo and like fucking shot by NJ Goons, and you know, like these people are like instrumental in that area. You know what I'm saying? And I say instrumental because in Hudson County,
I had goons in my house, bro.
Bro, they're like the ones that have like really done it, and they've been consistent. With me, it's all about longevity. You know, consistency is key. So they're really masters at their craft. So I saw that and I was like, yo, that shit is dope. And I love music. And I've known Pat for like 13 years. So it kind of I don't know, it was just one kind of push came to shove. I got a new camera and I was like, yo, Pat, a year ago in May, May 14th actually was the first time I ever shot a show. And it was Pat. It was Patrick. It was some other bands. Oh, it was Pelagra. It was Pelagra opening.
I love how you say their name all Latino and shit, bro.
It's Pelagra. Yo, shout out to Renee Rosa.
Yeah, I went to school with Renee. I know Renee.
And the band, the sick ass bass player. The name is escaping
I'm
me.
sorry, I never met the other crew. I don't know them. I just know Renee.
They're super dope. But anyway, yeah, so that show was pretty sick, and I think Sway was closing out that show. But either way, Joshua Wells was the host
Big Josh
for Pat and stuff like that. So anyway, like that's kind of like how that happened. But really, it stems from meeting Patrick 13 years ago.
Yeah, how did you meet Pat? Where did you meet Pat at?
So so this story is funny as hell. Somebody actually asked me yesterday, like, how did I meet him?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, oh, you got to tune in tomorrow to, you know, find out and shit. But anyway, all right. So about 13 years ago, I was working at La Vanessa, which is now kind of like quote unquote the Crave, right?
Okay.
So I was working there as a bartender. And it was a Friday night. They told me, oh, we're going to have a metal showcase. And I was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Metal showcase here? They're like, yeah, in the back. We rent it out sometimes. I'm like, all right. They're like, hey, can you do the door? And I was like, and do what? Oh, check bags and check IDs. And all. Damn. So the people putting on the show already had kind of like a team. Yeah. But they had one person doing the door with me.
Who was it? Who was throwing the show?
The person doing the door with me was Dave.
Okay.
So I had never met Dave a day in my life. You know, this guy's like 6'4", bald, you know, leather vest, looks very kind, very nice. He was like, all you got to do is XYZ. And I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, as the night progressed, and bands started coming in, like Fire Haze, super I remember dope. Fire Haze from fucking Cuba, like super dope.
That's when they had that. That's when they had that keyboard chica.
Yo, bro. I was obsessed with that band. So anyway, I would love to book them. Well, obviously the original lineup probably doesn't exist anymore, but either way. So this gentleman walks up to the door and, you know, he's walking up, you know, like 3 other people. It's not only him, but he's the one that stands out, man. No. And it's Pat. And he's got a black eye. And he's got like these like fucking horrifying, like light blue scrubs on. And he's got it's like blood splatter all over it, and I think
I've seen that outfit on him. I think I've seen pictures.
You know where a doctor would put kind of like their name badges. Yeah, Love. You know, so we got the black eye, Dr. Love, blood. I'm like, is everything okay, sir? You know, are you all right? He's like, no, it's just like kind of part of my look. You know, I'm in a band. This is my band. You know, like
which band was it?
It was Gas Mask Maniacs. It's
okay.
Mouthful, but I love it. It's like I love saying it. So yeah, so that day I met him, I met Cece, and I thought they were really cool. So he was like, oh, come to the back and see us perform. I was like, all right. So Dave held down the fort. I went in the back. I saw them. I saw Fire Haze, and I was completely blown away. I had never been exposed to music like that or like live performances in Union City. Like it felt otherworldly to me. But I knew that I kind of like wanted to get involved some way, somehow. Yeah. And that night he said, hey, you got anything going on after? We're going to have a party back at the studio at Mamax. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Mamax? He's like, when you get out of work, we'll go and whatnot. And we'll hang out. They're having a party. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So when I leave the job, I go and I'm like, whoa, what is this? It's in Alvin's room. There's a fucking projector. There's probably over 50 or 60 people doing the fucking time warp to rock our picture show. Like it was the most insane scene I had ever witnessed, you know? And I was like, wow, this is dope. It's just people just being themselves, just having a good time. And
that whole fucking building, man. It
was turned on to Danzig that night too. They put She Rides and everybody just got really sexy. And it was just like a fucking, it was a vibe. And then we went to another room where they were having like house music and everybody was like raving and shit. It was so cool. And all of this while not, you know, doing drugs. I don't, you know, say no to drogas, but I had a little drinky poo. But still, what I mean is the vibe was so kind of just, it was perfect. And I really loved it. And I love that he took me there. And I love that I met him that night. And we've been great friends ever since. I mean, it's like 13 years. But yeah, that's how I got into.
Yeah, you went to Mad Max, bro, when it was fucking popping.
Yo,
at that time, it was popping.
It was so cool. I felt like I wasn't cool enough to be there. You know?
I felt that way a bunch of times being in that fucking building.
Yeah.
You know, you got like when I was there, man, you had fucking like you had 40 below summer on the first floor. You had El Nino on the second floor. You had Thursday on the other fucking side of the building. It's like, dude, what the fuck am I doing in this building?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of like how it stems, you know, into this. But like being part of like that type of like one of the studios and stuff, me and my son's father used to also go see bands that existed at that time, like Death Poetry. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Death Poetry. Like they had such like dope music. Shout out to Simon. So I haven't seen him. He's like a freaking guitar prodigy. And yeah, man, it was a good time. And that at that time frame, it was like 2012. That I was now kind of like I went to Pearl, and most recently I've visited the new lofts over there by Kennedy and stuff like that, and like all these studios. It's crazy how they still exist, you know.
They're the one on Kennedy is kind of hidden, man. If you don't know, you just don't know. You won't find that one.
They're beautiful, you know. They're beautiful. Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool to have like your own space and stuff like that, and to just do artistic shit.
No, it's fun, man. It's fun, man. I mean, if you're creating, if you're just there to get fucking, if you're there just getting wasted, it's pointless.
I mean, yeah, that makes no sense. You know, it's kind of like throwing money down the drain. Like you're there to, I feel like those places are to create. Period.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of bands that are just up there, just fucking, just getting shit faced, and you know, and I mean, I was in one of those kind of bands.
You're gonna have your nights. You're gonna have your get-togethers, but at the same time, you know, you got to balance that shit out. You know, it can't be a constant free for all. At least in my opinion, you know.
So you start.
What do I know, D?
You know more. You know. Come on, man. You're still in the fucking scene. You're still, you know, fucking. You still got you're still head first in the shit going on. Nobody. You know?
Absolute anomaly.
And that's what you like keeping it like. You're like fucking. You're like walking around like fucking. You know, like I was gonna say Batman, but you know, you're more like Neo, bro. Like, you know, you just nobody sees you. Just you're in and out, but you're in the scene still.
Yeah,
you know,
and I respect it, and I love when I can go up to somebody and be like, hey, you know, I know you from Instagram or whatever, and meeting new bands and stuff. It's cool, and it's nice. It's humbling. It's, you know, and I have like major anxiety. So like when I meet new people, like I'm kind of socially awkward. People are probably like, yo, she's like a social butterfly. And it's like, no, deep down inside, I'm having a panic attack, which we've had these conversations before.
Bro, join the club. I mean, when you were asking me to fucking we'll get into the show coming up this Friday on Cinco de Mayo. When you asked me to fucking do it, I was like, in my mind, I was like, nah, fuck that. I don't like being around people anymore. For some reason, it's just, after I turned fucking 40 and I'm 46, once I hit 40, I didn't want to be around nobody no more. I got like real, like just petro. So it's like when you asked me to fucking to like, you know, do a live podcast at the show, my first thing was like, no, fuck that shit, bro. I don't want to be around. But then talking to Pat and shit, Pat's like, yeah, just do it, you know, like I'm like, all right, fuck it, you know. And then it's like when my partner canceled on me, I was like, fuck it, I'm still gonna just do it, bro. Fuck it, you know.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing more beautiful than getting out of your comfort zone. For me, this whole thing, doing this with you right now, is out of my comfort zone. Like,
really?
What? I'm having a fucking panic attack inside right now.
This is mad comfortable for me, and I've been doing this since 2018, bro. So I'm just like,
not for me. It's very foreign, but at the same time, like, it's something that I invite, because at the end of the day, we have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Yeah. So you doing it by yourself, that's dope. The day that, I mean, it dawned on me, like I told you, I was literally sleeping, and you know how like you're getting out of REM mode, and you're like waking up, you know, and I'm like waking up, and I'm like, yo, I should have Dee Rotten do the podcast live from the show. And I'm like, and I grabbed my phone, like I hadn't even opened my eyes yet, and I was like, and I just approached you like that. I said, hey, I think you should do the podcast for my show.
And the funny thing is, though, it's like when you said that, it's like for a couple months, I was thinking about doing something like that. Like wanting to do, because I've been seeing a lot of people do live podcasts, and I'm like at places, and I'm like, man, that's fucking cool, man, you know?
We used to do it back in the day. I used to bartend at the Good Life That was an establishment that probably existed for like 3 years. They had open mics and stuff like that, and they used to do a live podcast from there. Funky Junkie Radio, FJS, Tico Clavero. He used to do a open mic, podcast. It was dope. It was
That's
dope. He held it
dope,
down for a
man.
while. He held it down for a while. He had like all these different artists, like super, 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 super talented artists. For instance, Jay Dens. Jay Dens, the producer. I believe he's part of Warner. Don't quote me. Shout out to Jay Dens. But Jay Dens used to also perform there, and he had this track Friday, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he used to always, like, everybody, yeah, yo, no, it was, at that time, nobody was doing that. Nobody was giving anybody that, like, staged, like that stage, that platform to do that. So, but I believe that we're bringing that back now,
Well, now this Friday you have your show. What are you calling it for Cinco de Mayo? What is it?
It's the MSF.
The MSF?
What's the MSF?
What's the MSF? Tell us what is that?
It's the Metal Spring Fling. So you know how spring comes about. The Spring Fling is like a dance.
Yeah.
Like schools and stuff like that.
Mad high schoolish. I love it.
So this is really just a place for people to enjoy metal music, people 21 and over. I know I met a lot of folks yesterday. I tried to keep my flyer giving to people who were older, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, all in all, I do plan to do an all ages show at some point. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of rough these days, though. It's kind of rough.
Exactly. You have to have like a lot of eyes and ears. But either way, this Friday is really just metal bands kind of getting together for Cinco de Mayo. Friends of a friends of a friend. So these bands, they're all kind of intertwined. So yeah. I'll tell you a little bit how they're all kind of intertwined, which is a beautiful thing. And this is why I love this bill that I put together along with folks from these bands. So the child actors, as you guys know, Patty Rican, Christopher Coppinger, we got Jason, we got Mike on bass. Like these folks, these are the ones I primarily always kind of shoe, etc. They're really close. I'm friends of the child actors. So we have them, and then we have Locaine, who I met through the child actors. They're a metal band, really groovy, funky, like dope, probably one of my most favorite metal bands that I've ever heard in my fucking life. So their singer and
Jerry, right?
Forrest plays bass for Chaotician.
Wait, go, whoa, hold on, wait.
So Jerry plays bass for Chaotician, but
okay.
He plays guitar and sings for Locaine.
Okay.
That's his band. Now, the drummer from Locaine and the bassist from Locaine play an I Destroyer, who are the headliners, along with Mike, who plays bass and sings.
What the fuck?
Yes. So, it's, everybody's kind of like melded in, and that's what's really cool about it. So,
it's like Locaine, I Destroyer, and fucking Chaotician is a super group.
Right, exactly, because like there's like different, but it's crazy because you have like one person that does guitar and bass in two different bands. And I love it. Like that's so beautiful and talented, and just so it's, for me, it's also kind of like I know a lot of bands, they love that. So when they play in two different bands to be on the same bill, they enjoy that. Yeah. They have like this whole night to themselves with both their bands, and they can really kind of just showcase their talents, however that may be.
Unless your name's Chris Coppinger, because he's a bitch. But go on. I had to say that.
Aw, Chris, wear your cape, wear your hat, the gold chain. You gotta
don't encourage the fucking guy, man.
No, what do you mean? He has to do the guy.
I know, I just bust his balls, bro. You gotta see what he says to me, bro. Jesus Christ. Like that motherfucker.
We already came to terms with the he has to wear the getup.
Oh my god, man. He's gonna come in there like a fucking superhero, fucking Run DMC fourth member.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting like messages from the captain. The captain.
The captain.
The captain.
Who the hell's the captain?
The Golden Mason, Jason. He said, tell you guys the address. Absolutely. So it's 510 81st Street, and it's VFW post 2648. And if you guys follow me, all the details are in the link in my bio.
How did you find this spot out? How did you find this little diamond in the rough?
That's a great question. So the way I found it, and somebody asked me that yesterday, like I don't know if they're trying to like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or like who's on first, who's on second. But the question was kind of like, how did you learn about this place, and who did it first here? Like, who did the first show here? And I'm like, I don't know. And I don't really care to really find out. Like, that's really nothing that I'm like after to know, as personal knowledge. But I will tell you that the host that we're gonna have at the MSF is Carlos, Patio Papi, Mucho Amor. He's the basis of False Lives. He is the one that told me about that spot because he had a show there, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, that was your show. You set it up. Who do I talk to?" He said, just call. The woman's name is Betsy. She's so nice. Her and her husband, they're really, really delightful people and stuff like that. And I said, okay, and I just took a shot, scared as hell, called, and I'm like, oh, like, she was so lovely and inviting. And she was like, oh, you're the first, female that is doing this type of showcase here. So it's always usually males. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. So whatever, we kind of talked about the details and that's it, but it was really through Carlos, the basis of False Lives. Shout out to him. He's going to be the host. And yeah, I mean, he really knows how to keep a crowd engaged.
How did you get him to host? I know you were looking for a host. How'd you get him?
So we were supposed to have Joshua Wells, who's super funny. Like I said, he's hosted for Pat before, I think a few times.
Big Josh, man.
Yeah. And we were supposed to get him, but I don't know what really kind of like what happened there. But either way, I had to kind of like scramble and find somebody else. And it kind of dawned on me, like, let's get Carlos because he's funny. He's funny. He's also in the wrestling community and kind of like a lot of the bands that we work with or that.
Oh, he's a wrestling guy.
And when I say we, I mean me.
Okay.
Like they're also into wrestling. So I'm like, you know what? I think that this would be, a good partnership for him to come on board and host. And I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I was like, all right, cool, make it yours, and I think he is. And I really look forward to having him there with his family. Met them last night. Really super cool. And I love that. I love community, bringing people together and kind of just, doing something cool for the scene.
Okay. What do you like if this thing pops off, are you planning on doing more, or is this like a one and done? You just want to, you get your fix. You're like, all right, scratch another one off the belt,
Honestly, it would seem a little too ambitious of me to say, yeah, I'm going to do one more after this, because this has been pretty taxing. I won't lie to you. And if anybody comes up here and tells you that it's easy to do these things and it's easy to speak to people constantly and remind them of things and make sure that you're holding them accountable, but also that you're showing up and you're holding yourself accountable, but at the same time coming across, flexible and manageable and trying to understand people. Remember, organizing a show by yourself, you are the event planner in every aspect. So like right now, I've had to pull people from different areas, people I've met through the scene, who are going to help with sound, photography, security, et cetera, et cetera. You jumping on board, and these are all different people from all different walks of life. But I really do think that's the beauty of it. And if I continue it, great. I mean, I would love to build a team. And if we all work together cohesively, like a well-oiled machine on Friday, then that can come to fruition for sure.
Okay. I mean, fucking, it's kind of, you better, it's rough and tough out there to find fucking, people and shit, man. That's
that want to dive in and just do things
exactly
on the cuff. You know what I'm saying? Charging into the game. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, I can comp you because we don't know, what the turnout's gonna be. And that's the real life of booking these shows, especially at the VFW, which we pay for. Nothing's free. Oh
shit, really? Okay.
There is no PA system. There's no backline. There's nothing. This is just a space. So everybody that's doing a show there is investing not only their time and energy, but their money and their pockets, and but at the end of the day, they're doing it because they want to, and they want to give back and they want to create something beautiful. And that's why I'm doing it. I love these bands. I love what we're doing. I love what everybody's doing. And that's why I try to go to all these shows and support and catch content. And, nobody asked me to. I do it because I want to.
Have you been to shows in this place ever before? Or
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to my first ever show there. It was Carlos's show, like False Lives. It was their show.
Okay.
and that was in February. And then I went to a Black Cattle show in March, and that was super dope. That was Parallels was the headliner. They blew me out of the water. Super dope band. And then and then the last show that I went to was last night, which was Bergenline's show. So I've been to a few shows there. Yeah.
That was all at that same venue?
Yeah, same venue.
Oh,
I mean, it's becoming the venue. But again, you know, it's the venue that comes with an investment behind it, right? Because there is money involved. It's not like booking Crave and you're not really paying for anything, and they have the space, they have the PA system, they have everything you need, from what I know. You know,
you get a little drink ticket or a meal ticket, and that's it.
a little meal ticket, a little meal ticket. Yeah, so you know, it's just different. So yeah, there's a lot going on there right now. And you know what? It's going back to a good cause. So when you book the VFW, it's like benefiting like the events for the veterans.
Yeah.
Our veterans. Our US veterans, you know, so that's their spot. And that's why we're letting people know, like, respect the space.
It's cool though, man, because in like the mid 90s, bro, like, you know, mid to late 90s, bro, a lot of bands were like going like doing like VFW fucking like joints like that, you know. Those are the only places that would actually fucking, you know, rent out the place to you.
Right. And that's one thing I don't want us to lose sight of, right? Like, we're renting the space out and it's going back to a good cause, like most definitely, you know. And yeah, and it just does a lot for them. Like, they go there to really just help with their mental health and connect with other veterans and have a place to go. A lot of these people are suffering, you know. So anyway, we'll get off that topic, but that's really important to me, and I'm a huge mental health advocate. So
yeah, man. I mean the mental health thing though, man. I mean, yeah, everybody goes through their own little benders and shit, their own little fucking, you know, like fucking sitting in the fucking corner doing the why shit, you know. And I mean, I'm one of them. I've been there, done that, you know, got the T-shirt and all that shit, you know.
And then done that, got the T-shirt, got the autograph.
You know, seriously, bro. It's like, I mean, you know, whew. That's a tough. It's a rough topic, man.
Yeah.
You know, because I could sit there and say, well, you know, yeah, I got over my shit, and then somebody else could, you know, be like, well, I can't get over my shit, and I'm like, I can't hold them to that, you know, like, you know.
Everybody's their own person, man, and everybody's journey is different in life, and everybody, you know, kind of everybody's waves of emotion. Everything is different, you know. It's yeah, it's one of those things, man. You know, like I said before, it's okay not to be okay, and we do these shows, and it benefits the VFW and the veterans, and that's really
no, that's all that matters. I mean, I'm down with the fucking troops, dude, man. Those motherfuckers are the reason why we're fucking here bullshitting,
bro. Yo,
you know?
And she even asked me, she was like, "Do you mind if one or two of them stop by just to like hang out, you know, like during your event?" I was like, of course not. They're my guests. They're comp. Absolutely. It's their place. It's their home. It's their, you know, it's their hangout spot. Of course they could come to the show.
Yeah. And they can, you know, fucking throw out the first asshole. You know, that's a consolation prize, you know, fucking veterans can throw out the first asshole. You
Weisenheimer, they come along.
Well, even let them in. Go pick your asshole to throw out.
Yeah, no, but you know, everybody was pretty chill last night. We had a really good crowd for Bergenline's show, so I really do hope that we have a good turnout on Friday and everybody comes out and really.
I mean, even if nobody fucking shows up, man, it's gonna be a good fucking time.
It's still gonna be a good time. I mean,
you know?
I'm gonna be there. My family's gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be kind of just like pitching in, and you know, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
No, it's definite, bro, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, bro. You know, I mean, I told my job or whatever. I'm taking off a fucking day.
Nice, man.
You know, that was it, man. You know, I fucking
took a half day. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a half day. Taking a half day.
So, where'd you get the name Shot by Roc? What made you come up with the Shot by Roc?
So, Rocky's been, you know, my tag forever, but Shot by Roc, it was just simple. So shot by, usually nowadays, you know, photographers, everybody's shot by something, you know, and it's just simple. It's nice. It's just kind of to the point, right? And it's kind of like a play on words, like shot, you know what I'm saying? Or like shot.
I actually, when I first saw it, man, I thought you were like in like a little group of like, they were shot by goons, shot by Roc. I was like, oh shit, there's a little fucking click going on here, bro.
You asked me about that, and I was like, no relation. No,
that's what I thought. I was like, oh man, they're probably clicked or some shit together, you know?
no relation, but total inspiration. You feel me? 1000%. 1000%. But yeah, Shot by Roc. So it was like first like Shot by Rocky, but I was like, nah, that shit is corny. And then it rolled off the tongue, Shot by Roc. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's dope though, man. It's dope, man. It's dope, bro. Fucking Shot by Roc. It rolls. It you know, it has a good feel to it.
But I'm what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, that's
like,
that's another thing too. I'm like, you got Shot by Roc, but I'm like, why WTF? It's
So,
you know, it's not PC, you know, and all that shit.
I mean, it's not written out. I feel like as long as it's not written out, and at the end of the day, look, I don't give a fuck. Like, well, some real, you want me to tell you the truth? Come here. And so all right, so the what the fuck, right after I shot Patrick's band, right, the child actors, May 14th at the Crave, that morning I woke up 6 a.m. I was so excited, put my memory card in my fucking computer, I got my fucking Bustelo in the cup. I'm like, yo,
Bustelo. Damn, son, I'm
hungover, but at the same time I'm like, this is my content, I cannot wait to see what I caught.
Yeah,
like a fish, you know.
I got you.
You know, so whatever, I started to look and I was like, oh my God, like getting excited and like I could feel my adrenaline rushing. And that's when I knew like I love this shit. Like I'm up at 6 a.m. I love this. And I really saw that I loved it last night when I sacrificed my stomach and not going to eat to catch every band.
Well, you did eat that fucking and I hate
what
lemon
meringue pie cleanser.
Hate that shit, bro.
It's like lemon pledge, but I don't know. I like the consistency of it. Anyway, look, listen. I have ADHD. We gotta like. You know, where were we? Where were we? I feel like we jumped into different.
Oh God, fuck it. I'm my fucking stone ass brain. I'm not even stoned. Fuck. Fucking So the What the Fuck Productions.
Yeah, the What the Fuck. So we
and you.
I was on Instagram. I said, oh, I gotta start an Instagram. Like literally at that point. So like I'm editing.
Oh, you didn't have one at that time?
No. I made it that morning, and I was like, damn. And as I was looking at the thing, and I was like, I want to have something catchy that's more like kind of gimmicky that would catch people's attention, probably bother some people. I don't really care. That's kind of the point.
That's what I thought when I fucking first saw it. I was like, and then what the fuck? Like, damn, what's wrong with you?
And then even my father saw it. He was like, Mama, like, what's going on with that? I was like, so whatever. So I created it, and it's just that I saw the images and I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, anybody would look at this and think like Patrick's fucking nuts. He has his face bandaged up. That's the first video I posted. This guy taking a picture behind the freaking bar at Crave with the bandages, you know, which it was amazing. Like Joshua Wells introduced the band to the Tony Montana theme. Like it was
really
it was very chaotic, you know. And I was like, anybody that would see this, they would be like, "What the fuck is this?" You know. So then I was like, "Let's just go with it," and I went with it. And you know what? I think it's been great. I don't think I'd ever rebrand and change it. Thought about it a few times, but nah, it's me. It's mine. It's what I do.
What's DHC?
Hudson County, baby.
Okay, I'm such a fucking dummy, bro. I'm thinking like you're like hardcore. So that's just.
Hardcore Hudson County. Hudson County, that's my county.
Ah, man, yeah, man. I'm born and raised Hudson County too, man. I feel you, bro. It's a click. It's a click.
For sure.
So now you said you were into wrestling? Were you into wrestling or
no? But
no.
Fun facts. Here I go.
Here we go, bro.
Fucking leave it up to Rock for the fun facts. I used to do Greco-Roman wrestling in junior high.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Richfield Park Junior Senior High School against boys. You know, like, you know, we take each other down. Girls and boys do Greco-Roman wrestling in school.
Dude, I only saw that shit on Saved by the Bell, bro.
Yo, Saved by the Bell, bro. Actually, you know what I'm finishing tonight? The last episode of Beverly Hills 90210.
Bro, I've been wanting to dive into that, but I dove into Angel again.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know, I've never been like a fan of like vampires. Like, if you know vampires exist, I don't want anything to do with it. Like, I'm more like Interview with the Vampire, like that, like very mysterious vampires. Like, I can't do like True Blood. Like, I can't see something where
I love that series, bro.
You know, I like mystery.
Suke. Have you ever watched True Blood, bro? This is when I say Suke.
Bro, I can't do it. People think, no, but it's like really hot. Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, it's like 90% fucking sex in that whole. It's like, goddamn, every episode. Why? Come on, like.
Bro, you know what? You know what series I did see like over and over and over again? The Tudors.
The fuck
With
is
Jonathan Rhys Meyers and Henry Cavill. The Tudors is about Henry VIII. Yo, I saw it 3 times, dude. And like Anne Boleyn and how he like fucking cut her head off. Because like that's all this is history stuff. But anyway.
But you won't watch a vampire show.
I mean, I like I'm a Capricorn, so let's talk about zodiacs. Let's jump into
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
So I'm a Capricorn. I love like realistic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like things based in truth and reality. So a lot of the things that I either read or watch are like documentaries and biopics, or like I read books that are based on like, you know, certain philosophies and things like of that nature. Yeah.
But how do you know vampires are fantasy, bro? If you never fucking if you know they're out there.
What are you talking about?
No, never mind, bro. No.
Yo, Interview with the Vampire is the best vampire film that was ever made, and you can fight me on it. Anybody can. Like Interview with the Vampire is real soft.
Lost Boys.
I mean, yeah, but like
I just think that's nostalgic for me, bro. Well, actually, Interview is nostalgic too, but I mean,
Michael, they're maggots, Michael. They're eating maggots.
No, but if you ever do get a chat, man, I mean, even though you said you don't like fucking fantasy shit, man, but Angel, I don't know if you never watched Buffy.
Of course, but yo, again, all right, let's.
Angel was better.
Buffy, right, is not Buffy. Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer is Christy Swanson. It's a film from the 90s, and the show with this chick sucks.
You're out of your mind, bro. Sarah Michelle Gellar, forever.
Trash.
No way. No fucking way.
I was never into that.
You could take Dylan and whoever else, Cindy Swanson, whatever her name is, and you could take him out the trash.
Dylan, you put 90210 together. And
I can't call him by his real name. He's Dylan to me forever.
No, to me, Brandon Walsh, Mr. Jason.
Brandon, the guy who had to stand on a fucking milk crate for every episode.
Jason Priestley is a god.
You know he had to stand on a milk crate because he was like 5'3", right?
He's a babe.
Yeah, he's a 5'3" babe.
I'm a huge fan of Jason Priestley. That's it. And I don't like Dylan. And rest in peace. He passed away like recently, right?
I think like two. Oh god, what the fuck is his real name, bro?
We're terrible. It's like,
he's just Dylan, bro. He's Dylan, bro.
Dylan, bro. He's Dylan. It'll come to us. Yo, we're getting old.
No, but 90210 was my shit, bro. You couldn't go in the fucking grammar. When it came out, I was in 7th grade, bro. You could not go to school unless you watched that episode.
I would tell anybody that has a child or even that doesn't have a child, watch it from the first season to the 10th. The stories are so impactful, and every freaking episode there's something that's like important, like either if it's about like drug use, child, you know, like whatever it could be that exists out there. In those 10 seasons, they had an issue in every single freaking episode.
What was that? I remember the first big thing they had was suicide when that kid shot when the kid shot himself.
Oh my god, yo, you're talking about David Silver's best friend, the
kid
with the cat. That's very sad that you know that.
But I mean, after he fucking killed himself, bro, you know. What's his name? Fucking, oh god, I can't even remember his name in the show, but David or whatever. He became cool.
Oh, Steve Sanders.
No, not Steve. Well,
David became like best friends.
Yeah, after his friend killed himself, he became cool
because he used to bully him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then again, David Silver, he took his car and totaled it. So that's why, you know, like rich kid stuff, you know.
Oh, dude, man, I couldn't believe half the shit.
Stuff.
When I always watched that shit, I was like, oh man, I want to go to high school where they go to high school.
Yo, Beverly Hills 90210, like that's a dope ass show. I would tell anybody to watch it.
But I didn't go to Beverly Hills. I went to Dickerson, fucking whatever the fucking zip 0790 fucking whatever.
I went to a high school that doesn't even exist anymore.
What?
Yeah, it was like it's a little off kilter. It was.
Was it knock it down? It's gone, or a little.
It was more of an alternative high school.
Troubled youth.
No, kids that wanted to get out of school quickly. So you did 4 years, and you got a full high school diploma. It wasn't like a GED or anything. It was accelerated. So I was in college by 17.
God, well, yeah. 17, 18. He's supposed to be in college anyway.
Right. I was like the youngest one in my class, but I was in college by 17. I went to NJCU for a bit for forensic psychology. That was my major.
Oh shit! Some CSI, some little fucking Law and Order SVU.
A little fun.
Shot the dead bodies by Roc.
Shout out to Autopsies by Roc. Nah, but I used to be into like that's how I used to watch HBO. I was like 10, and I saw Autopsy like one episode, and I was hooked. Like I thought it was so cool that like just by a strand of hair, you know, that there's only one cat. That this cat is like they're bred in this state, and that one cat breeder, you know, sold this cat on this date to this family, and blah, blah, blah.
That fucks me up that they could do that shit.
I'm like,
it's fucking crazy.
That's why I wanted to be one. I mean, I think I'm a good investigator, you know, to begin with. Like, shout out to my exes, nah. Shout out to Google, Google search.
Oh Jesus.
So I've always loved like investigative work. So yeah.
Did you ever get into random talk? Did you ever get into Nip Tuck? Since you're an HBO person.
Absolutely. That was one of my favorite Nip Tuck. I would tell people to watch that too. It's it is, but it's so aesthetically gorgeous. Nip Tuck is one of the most aesthetically pleasing series that you can watch. It's so like dope. And the guys are like super hot, and when I was watching it, the Pound Town scenes are amazing. So that's dope. And at that time, you know what I was watching? Californication. That's another great one.
I heard about that show. Never watched it. Heard about
David
it.
Duchovny. That's a real good. I watched that one twice. I ran it back.
That's the guy from X-Files.
He's really hot.
Yeah, he's only X-Files. I mean, some certain people get typecasted in my brain, and he's just X-Files. That's it. Fucking Scully and Mulder.
In Californication, he's like a deadbeat musician, from what I recall. Yeah.
So I can't see that, bro. I see FBI agent. You know, that's like when everybody kept telling me to watch what the fuck was that fucking show where the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, the father, was a drug dealer or some shit? Some fuck I can't remember the fucking name, bro. Breaking Bad. There you go. I don't know if you watched that bullshit, but I couldn't watch that shit because you're Malcolm in the Middle's father, bro. You're not a fucking crack drug dealer or whatever.
Never watched it.
No interest at all.
Me neither. I have no interest. I've seen like a few series like lately, but nothing to write home about. I mean, I'm still running back. You know what I ran back the other day too? Felicity.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's a chick movie. That's a chick show. I can't watch that shit.
Yo, Felicity's dope. You know, it's a coming of age story of a young like who goes to she switches universities to stalk and follow her like the love of her life. You know, like total psychopath. Yeah,
I have no relation to that, bro. I can never watch that shit, bro.
I like it.
I got no dog in that fight, bro. I could never see that shit.
No skin in that game. I was using that last night. I was using that line. I got skin in this game.
Let's get it done. Roc's top 5 movies of all time.
I could tell you my number one. Top 5. I mean, I'll tell you my number one, and then
what's your number one movie of all time?
Yo, honestly, and don't laugh, because a lot of people like to laugh about like my favorite film, but it's Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Motherfucker, I got that shit on Blu-ray, son. I got that shit on.
I know you posted it the other day. Right?
I got that shit on Blu-ray, son. I'm down with that one.
It's such a beautiful film. It makes me cry. The soundtrack is dope. Predominant cast, freaking just beautiful, classy. Vanity, R.I.P. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, this guy, Bruce Leroy, gorgeous. Like, it's just everything. And then you got the Shogun of Harlem. It's just his and I grew up on it and I watched it, and they used to give it on Channel 11 sometimes.
You remember?
And you know, when it was on, everybody was in front of the TV. Me, my mom, my dad. It was like
the winged horse in the beginning.
Yo,
Suck it to me. I suck it to
let
you.
me tell you something. That soundtrack, that's a Motown soundtrack. That's a badass soundtrack.
They should have made a part 2. Should have made a part 2.
You see it in your face.
When you got the glow, you got the glow.
Yeah, I got the glow right now. Yeah, I stay with the glow. That's why I love that film. That's because it's about believing in yourself. He had to believe in himself, and his you know, Sensei kept telling him, "It's within you. It's within you. Go find the master. Go find the master."
Yeah.
He just didn't know.
Like, you look like a master to me. Like, shut up, Vanity.
He said, "I don't even have a paintbrush." Will you show me some moves?
Oh God.
And look, and even like the relationship between him and his brother, right? His brother used to always punk him and bully him, his little brother, you know, and like say horrible things to him. And then in the end, he realized that not only like is that his big brother, he should respect him, but that his brother was the master. His brother was strong, he was powerful, and everything that he was doing was for a purpose. It's a beautiful film. And I know people will be like, yo, don't take it that deep. Like it's like a comedy, or like, no, it's not.
No, Last Dragon's still.
Yeah, something more. So that's my number one. That's my number one.
Oh,
number two, I'm just gonna name a few that I love. I mean, like Scarface.
Yeah, we want people to know we want people to know a little bit about Shot by Roc. You know,
Scarface, Scarface is a great film. Not really the story. The story kind of like really doesn't. It's not good in the eyes of somebody who was. I'm also Cuban, you know, and then you know whatever. But the soundtrack and just the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer.
The Miami vibe, bro.
I might think about Nicole Kidman, but you know, Michelle Pfeiffer and just it was just a beautiful film. I don't know What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
That's
amazing.
Fucking good one.
Jerker.
I cried at the end of that fucking movie,
Dude,
bro.
Every
time.
I cry from beginning to end when I watch What's Eating Gilbert Grape. If nobody's ever seen it, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I felt for his mom when she had to go to the police station to get the fucking kid.
You don't even know.
Oof.
You know, and it's like he has special needs, so like he's constantly doing things and they're trying to be patient with him, and you could feel that, you know. But not for nothing, Leonardo DiCaprio should have won an Oscar at that time. And I will
he'd get canceled right now if he fucking did that movie.
Exactly. But it's crazy because if you watch it, it's like, whoa, like
I wanted to punch Johnny Depp in the face when he smacked him.
When he yeah. But you know, but that's reality, right? Those things happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to show you. You know, but it's a beautiful film. I love Juliette Lewis. And she was so patient and beautiful with Arnie in that film. And yeah, so that's one of my favorite films too. I don't know some other ones. Oh, Face Off. I love Face Off.
Really? You don't seem like you'd be in a Face Off kind of person.
I fucking love Face Off. I saw Face Off in the Secaucus movie theater at one of these.
I love the accent. The Secaucus. I love the
Secaucus movie theater with my mother and my father and my sister. We used to always go to the movies. We saw that, and that was a dope film. I shouldn't have probably been watching, but it was the 90s, and at that time we didn't have all of these, you know, things.
Problems.
We did like this. That's it. Cover your eyes, and I used to be like, okay, but I used to be like, yeah, I was trying to see what was good. Like when we watched Ghost for the first time, I remember.
Oh,
that.
Jesus Christ!
The part where she was doing the little clay ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all. She was like, cover your eyes. And I do, my eyes are covered, but I can hear everything.
Exactly,
It's
bro.
it's like the weirdest feeling to like not be able to watch, and you're like a kid and you're just
think about this though. Think about this. When your mom told you to cover your eyes, your other senses got heightened.
And I'm like creeped out. And then she's like, okay, that's it. And I'm like, and then I feel like so kind of like embarrassed, you know, inside, like I couldn't watch that. Yeah, funny as hell.
And think about it, really wasn't nothing. It really wasn't nothing, man.
I got some feedback. Seems to be going well. Dave, you're a nerd.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, this is a good time. It's a good time for sure, man.
A nerd. That's the first time I've ever been called a nerd. My co-host Johnny Rivers is a fucking nerd.
Ooh. Yeah, some other films I really can't come up with any.
Is Shot by Roc down with the Wizard of Oz?
Nah, bro, that's some fucking weird shit.
What?
That shit, like the Alice in Wonderland. Nah, man.
You never fucking. Well, I know Shot by Roc says she don't
Nah,
do
it's
drugs.
just
But
like there's something unsettling to me about certain films.
you never smoked a joint, put on Dark Side of the Moon, and then watch The Wizard of Oz.
Are you freaking crazy? No, bro. Like what do you think? Bro?
Bro, you're missing out, man.
Nah, man, I'm good, bro. That's how you let entities into you.
What? Listening to
Like,
Dark Side of the Moon?
Nah, just doing a lot of stuff that you get your vessel open. Don't get me started with the.
Hey,
with
man, my
but
vessel was open a long
look,
time.
my little man, but I know what I'm talking about. And that stuff is in combination. That should.
It's trippy though, man. Because actually, okay, well, if you break it down to this, though, Rock, break it down to this, man. The Dark Side of the Moon from start to finish lines up perfectly with The Wizard of Oz from start to finish.
That's fine. It's a great album. Somebody asked me the other day, and I'm not gonna put them on blast, but they asked me, "Oh, you like Pink Floyd?" And I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Yeah, I like Pink Floyd."
Yeah.
What's your favorite album? They probably thought I was gonna say The Wall, or they were hoping I would.
I didn't really like The Wall.
I said, Dark Side of the Moon. They said, "Oh, that's everybody likes that album.
It's fucking great."
It's so like pretentious." I'm like, the fuck? That's the one I like. I mean, yo, Time, just Money, Breathe, just every like, I can keep going. Like,
I listened to that album driving from work to home, and I took a detour just to finish the album, bro. I was like, this is just so fucking great.
It's a great album. So yeah, but
it lines up perfectly, Rock. You should check it out one day when you feel like opening up your chakras and all that stuff. I'm
not trying to open it up to that garbage. No, I'm good. We stay aligned over here.
Oh my Lord, man. Come on, folks. We gotta get Shot by Roc over here to watch The Wizard of Oz while listening to Dark Side of the Moon smoking a joint.
Yo, you know what's bugged out though that I did hear one time? You know what? I did do a podcast before. Now that I recall, there was these two fellas. They used to have this podcast called the Gumpy and Gandules Show. They were
That's a dope name, bro.
Union City. They were from Union City.
Oh shit.
Jesus himself.
Oh man, you fucking had him right there, bro. He came. He's returned.
He's Jesus himself is like a big time collector of all things, whatever. So anyway, he had me on the show one day. And
video or audio?
Both. That was at the time when we were when I was doing like the music stuff. So yeah, okay. I'm on the show, but at the end of the show, he played Dr. Seuss, Socks and Fox, or Fox and Socks, whatever. Okay. And it's like with it's the book with the music.
Okay. And
it was the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's like the whole book, and it's just audio, and it's like the person reciting the book with a beat on top of like a beat, and it's just like oh god, nah, man,
it's trippy. It sounds cool, man.
Trippy as hell. I would tell anybody go listen to that Fox and Socks, like on YouTube. I'm sure it's there. It's like on top of a beat.
Well, I'd like to find the podcast you're on with these fucking dudes.
No, I don't even think it exists anymore.
What? I
think they lost they don't even do it. That this was 12 years ago.
Yeah, that's when podcasting was just fucking it. What was it? They were called internet radio back then.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it was just it was a cool experience. It was nothing crazy. But yeah, that's probably the most I've ever done.
That's weird. I thought you would be into that kind of stuff, the whole watching Tripped Out shit and all that.
I like animation, tripped out animation. Yeah, when I was growing up, I used
Japan animation.
No,
I hate Japan animation.
I'm into like sketch animation, like very obscure sketch animation, especially like things I grew up on, like Liquid Television, like on MTV. That's kind of like what birthed John Flux.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna fucking say that. That was one of the ones I liked.
Beavis and Butthead. The first sketch of Beavis and Butthead was on Liquid Television, and it was like really shitty looking, and they were chasing a frog. And I'll never forget that. I mean, that's in like my core memory. I was like 8 years old, and yeah, I was an MTV kid. I was addicted to watching.
No, I love that shit. We used to
At
get
night,
fucking
I
stoned to
box in
watch
my
that.
room at night. Like I knew when Liquid Television was on, and I would put it on, and like the little music, like doom, 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 you know, whatever, Liquid Television, and it's like really creepy, and it's like a woman like moaning. Like, ah,
You want to hear something weird? My boy's brother used to work for them, bro, and they were paid like fucking slaves, bro, just to fucking draw shit.
Yo, well, I think a lot of people, I think it was kind of like independent artists. They would send their work in, and then they would showcase it.
Yeah.
And it's like all these different, like some of them were very disturbing, you know, because even as a child, there were some of them that I saw, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
I shouldn't have
Like
been letting kids watch that shit.
the uncle, I forgot the uncle that travels down like the toilet, and they had different sketches like on different episodes. Like this person was still drawing the same type of sketch, and it's like Uncle Louie. Uncle Louie goes takes a trip, and Uncle Louie jumps in the toilet and like goes around, and the things you see like inside the toilet, creepy stuff, like very, very creepy. But for me, growing up, I loved it. I still do.
No, Liquid Television was dope, bro. It was
Yo,
fucking
Smart
ahead of its
Talk,
time.
look this up later. Smart Talk with Raisin.
Smart Talk with Raisin.
Yeah, Smart Talk with Raisin. That animation, it's hilarious. And actually he's actually the artist of some kids show. Like later on in time he got a kids show. But Smart Talk with Raisin. So anyway, yeah, I got into that. I got into like the Max, the Head. Those are like special series and stuff. But I've always been into stuff, Sailor Moon, and I've never gotten into like anime. And it's crazy because people watch anime, and this is like a bone I have to pick with people who watch anime. Everybody who's listening, right? Who's listening? Is anybody listening? Do you see anybody like watching?
There's 2 people on there, bro.
All right, cool. So to anybody who watches anime, stop being a gatekeeper of the anime films you watch. Like put people on. You know, I want to escape too and watch an anime and get out of my brain and think I'm in this fantasy world, whatever the fuck you guys do. But like, you don't know how many people I've approached that watch anime. Like, hey, put me onto something, and they're like, oh, I don't know. No,
yeah,
I don't. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You think I'm gonna judge you? And I think it's really that. And I've been told by people that watch anime that they don't tell people what they watch because they feel that they're gonna be judged. You know,
I would judge them because anime sucks.
No, I don't think it sucks. I
don't like Japanese fucking shit, man. I'm
like
not
animation.
I don't like the
animation.
I just don't like the way they're drawn. And now they're bringing my fucking DC fucking animation fucking shows and movies into that style of artwork, and I hate it. Oh, kill me. Yes, I watch fucking cartoons, people. I watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Y'all know that. Y'all know that out there about Dee Rotten.
With that, I mean, I used to watch one cartoon that I love is, I think it's Funimation, Ghostbusters.
Oh, what, OG or the new one?
So it's the OG, but there's like a whole controversy with that cartoon because they've always stated that that's not the original cartoon, which is the one with the monkey. It's Ghostbusters and they have a monkey.
Oh,
it's like and they get into the car or whatever. Like this is from like the
No, that's not the OG. That's just the next generation one.
No, it's a whole big thing. So I started to look into it the other day because I was watching Ghostbusters and I was like, yo, let me look it up because I've always loved the cartoon. There's actually 2 Ghostbusters cartoons. There's Funmation's Ghostbusters, which Funimation was a company. And then we had, I think Columbia is the one that handled like the films and the actual. I did research on this. I know it's like nerd. No, just I wanted
She's
to
the nerd, people. She's the nerd.
Wanted to figure it out because I really love that cartoon. I love old crickety cartoons like She-Ra and stuff like that.
Dude, you're good.
I love
going down He-Man and all that shit. That's my fucking
He-Man, Thundercats. Like it's, I think that animation is so dope. Like, like even
I watch it to this day still.
Like even Scooby-Doo is cool. So
it's all on Hulu, people. It's all on Hulu. Before we get off here, Rockman, I want to know horror movies. What's your favorite?
High Tension.
High Tension? What the hell is it?
Exactly.
What horror movie is that?
That shit's gonna fucking.
Wait, is that? I'm trying to think.
It's gonna really.
Is that Japanese horror movie?
No, it's not a Japanese horror movie, but it's a French film. They dubbed it in English,
Okay.
and it's about like multiple personalities. And yeah, it's really it's I mean, it lives by its name, high tension. That's exactly what you feel the whole time from beginning to end. You're just anxiety ridden trying to get through the film.
I
And
really
then
thought you were gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that.
nah, I mean slasher films like that, like
Well,
not
they're all
really.
horror to me. I drew throw them all
Like
in the same group.
there's certain scenes that captivate me. So like the end of like Nightmare on Elm Street when he grabs a lady through the fucking peephole of the
Ooh,
door.
yeah.
That to me has been ingrained in my brain for like the rest of my life. It kind of like I think it kind of like traumatized me. But I'm not really into slasher films. It doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not into horror, period.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not really into horror, bro.
Hey, man, how are you a goth chick?
You know what? But I don't like slasher horror, but I like horror like that can happen. So like high tension, that could
I see
happen.
like some real shit, like the real like.
Strangers, that can happen.
Yeah, no, that movie I couldn't watch that.
Uh,
That shit,
funny,
that shit ever happened, I'd fucking die.
funny games, that's another one. Funny games is very
What
what can
about?
I say? It's very you suffer as you're watching it because
Did
you're like, what the hell?
did
Nothing's
you
turning
fall?
out.
Did you fall into the Squid Game fucking world?
Yeah, I watched it.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I was sucked in. Of course, you know, you're like freaking out. You're like, oh my god, like you know, these people have like no way out. Like they have to go through this whole thing, and you know, some people are gonna die. Like that's really kind of what it was. But
I love how they always it's always the fucking rich people in the world that have fucking poor people doing crazy shit.
well, I mean, this guy Ed Roth, he's the creator of Hostel, and he said that he created that film based on a website that he bumped into. So you know, if you're ever curious,
No,
you
that
know,
shit's real.
go look at that interview. It's called Human Hunting, and he was talking about that interview on I think it was Jay Leno or something like that. And this was many years ago when like the film first came out, which yeah, it was Hostile.
That
And
shit
he
was
was the one
real, bro.
where rich people pay for like doing different stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, everything.
I believe that. I believe that's real.
There's always some truth. There's always some reality. You know, it's based in truth somewhere somehow.
There's some creepy Europeans out there, bro. Like, fuck, I don't know, man.
But yeah, that's the extent of my horror film kind of thing. And goth chick, I'm not a fucking goth. I mean, I
I'm
like
just saying, man. How can you be a goth chick if you're not in the horror
like
movies?
I like goth music, you know, and I like kind of black clothing and stuff like that. But I can't say I'm like true goth, you know. I could never say that, you know, and I don't think it'd be right for me to be like I'm goth, like no. But I can say like I enjoy it, you know, the genre. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yo, Friday.
Friday. What time Friday? Where's it at? Let them all know now again.
Doors open at 7. Tickets on Eventbrite. Link in my bio. If you follow me, if you don't, it's at what the fuck underscore is what the fuck. I mean, is underscore visuals. Once you put what the fuck underscore, I'm the only one.
Pops up. That's it.
Yeah. So the link is there. Tickets are $15 pre-sale. Day of is gonna be $20. $20 at the door. ID required. You must show ID. You have to be 21.
No fake
Right.
IDs, bastards.
None. There's no, you know, no fake IDs or counterfeit money. We're checking it all. We're doing it all. You know, so just please come correct and come respectful and come to enjoy yourself and have a good time and get to know me, get to know my team, and get
Don't
to know
fucking come near me, you cocksuckers. I'm like Pat.
get to know my team. These like I'm part of your team, bitch. Don't tell anybody to get to know me. Nah, but just come have a good time and yeah, I hope to see you guys there and come say hello. I'm gonna be definitely running around and losing my mind, but yeah, keep me grounded.
There you go. Thank you again, Shot by Roc. Thank you for coming on the show.
Having me.
All right, man. Well, all you motherfuckers, make sure you come out there this Friday night, and
Yeah,
you'll see me out on a Friday night.
Yep, 510 81st Street, post 2648, the VFW. It's right down the block from Harry's Food and Drink. Harry's Food and Drink.
That's a fucking sign, bitches. Get a fucking drink and some food from Harry's, too.
No, get out of here. Get some food and drinks from me. What are you talking
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm about to get shot by Roc.
You're fired. What are you plugging the spot for?
Oh, I don't know, man. Harry's, slip me a fucking couple bucks.
Nah. We're gonna take care of it all. We're gonna have a little munch. We're gonna have a little drinky poo. Just know everything is donation based. We will have donation prices, so please, come through, support.
Support the troops, motherfucker. Support the veterans.
Basically.
All right, thank you, Shot by Roc, for being on the show.
Right. Thank you for having me.
Make sure you motherfuckers go out and like and subscribe. Everything Fun and Dungeon Podcast, everything Famcast Media. Check out all the good fucking shows. Check out Lucky 13 Saloon that I produce. Check out Working the Marks. Check out Fun and Dungeon Podcast. Check out Pigs and check out all the other motherfuckers that we love. And make sure you go like it and like Shot by Roc's fucking What the Fuck Productions. She's not bad. She'll fucking take you, but don't fucking delete her because she'll not coming fucking back.
I will come after you now.
There you go. She's gonna come after you, motherfuckers.
I'll come after you doing the Batusi.
All right, folks, man. Take it easy, brothers and sisters out there. Peace.